Hey, so, draw. Let's start some stuff. We're going to talk about a few things here because you know what? Pretty good Raw. Not too bad. Not too having a few things, but hey, criticism. We're allowed to do that. It's DA Wrestling. I'm Andrew, Canadian content wrestling guy here. Let's go. Okay, on today's show, we're going to talk Raw, obviously. I've done that a little bit on a Monday night after the Raw because, well, been busy, been sick, whatever. All those things. So, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk Rhea Ripley, qualified for Money in the Bank, along with the newly acquired, now officially on Raw, Roxanne Perez. Right, we're going to talk about what happened with Jey Uso and Braun Breaker in the main event tonight. We're also going to talk to Gunther. We're going to talk about, too, also Sheamus and Grayson Waller having pretty much a really good banker. Like, it's probably the best match I've seen Grayson Waller ever do. I mean, he got the crap kicked out most of the time, but hey, we're good. Right? We're talking about how Gunther got himself involved with Logan Paul and Jey Uso a little bit. Not really though. And Seth Rollins. We go over a few things on Raw. Opinions, all opinions-based fact things, all criticism there, all fun just for fun and exciting anyway. Anyway, guys, I am Andrew. This is DA Wrestling. If you want to like the content here, make sure you like, share, subscribe on below there. Right? The pop-up little icon here. Big small click for you, big click for us here at DA Wrestling. We thank you very much for all your support. Anyway, let's get on this thing. We're going to start off, though, with, of course, the main event, which was Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. Now, how did we get to this situation? Well, it was announced. It was announced last week. That's why. Anyway, Jey Uso faced Braun Breaker. Now, a lot of stuff leading up to this match too, right? Before even match earlier in the night, Jey Uso ran into Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman wanted to tell him a couple of facts because everybody likes to, say it's unfair that he betrayed Roman Reigns and his best friend CM Punk. So he starts spewing facts out, right? Fact that what he did, friendship wise, it happens, right? Talks about facts, as in Seth Rollins will eventually be the champion no matter what. Fact that Braun Breaker doesn't really care about Jey Uso's title. He just wants to hurt Jey Uso. Stuff like that. He also said the coffee where they were this evening wasn't very great. Fair enough. Coffee. Right? Anyway, overall, it's a good match. Right? Back and forth there. Jey Uso got a lot of offense on Braun Breaker. Now, they have mentioned that these guys met before, both for the IC title. Jey Uso being Braun Breaker, and then Braun Breaker with the title back. They mentioned those things. Right? But it ended in a DQ. There was no actual pin here. Right? At one point there, Paul Heyman was trying to trip Jey Uso. Jey Uso gets out of the ring, goes after Paul. And then, right, he's about to square off Paul. Paul takes off his jacket. He's about ready to go duke it out. The Dukes of Hazzard with Jey Uso. And then Seth Rollins hits the ring, hits him, attacks him, starts beating up. Ref throws the yellow flag, right? Gets it up, foul, penalty, 10 yards for roughing. Well, guess what? Right? They were beating the crap out of Jey Uso. And all of a sudden, Sami Zayn showed up. Right? They stopped. Sammy's about to hesitate to get in the ring between both of them because he is facing them both on Saturday night's main event. This Saturday, he's standing in the ring, and lo and behold, CM Punk shows up. Right? Gets to the top of the ring there. Before he even go in there, everybody's singing. So happy to see CM Punk. See CM Punk. They're chanting, singing his song. Seems to be a theme. A little bit of a theme with some people. Right? Like everybody sees what Randy's doing. Want to do the same thing with Punk now. First time I'm hearing it, but it could be a trend. They get in the ring. They all start battling. CM Punk gets them they all get him on the outside, knock out of the ring. Right? They get on the outside, onto the table. Braun Breaker takes out Punk for a second, jumps on the table, knocks off Sami Zayn. They end up fighting all the way to the crowd as the credits roll, though. Going outside of the ring, go fight, start fighting through the crowd as it goes black. Setting up your big match at Saturday night's main event, which may end up being the main event. Even though the world title's there, it's John Cena's going to be there. It's going to be the main event. So, how do I feel about this? It's what it is. You know, I gotta keep doing this and doing this and doing this till the cows come home. Until it's said and done. Right? But it looks like though we are setting up a bunch of stuff for Seth. Right? For the next little bit. The character of Seth right now, I'm kind of liking it. I do like this. Like it's almost like I said, I've called it before like a Messiah character, the Return of the Messiah, but better. This seems to be a lot better to me right now. Not saying the stuff with Betty Murphy was bad because it was good, right? It was just different time period, right? We were in the middle of the pandemic, right? They tied his tail to Rey Mysterio's eye. It was weird, kind of disturbing. But you know, it looks like it's going to grow really well. They have a long-term plan involved here by the looks of it, which is going to lead me right now into Gunther. So Gunther seems to have the number one contender shot after the Logan Paul Jey Uso match is done. Okay? I say that because it started off with Logan Paul tonight on Raw. Comes out, starts talking how he's facts, like he's this number one YouTube guy, all these things. You're right, he is. A lot of the things he said wasn't true, it wasn't wrong. He's not lies. Okay? But Gunther comes out to great exception to it because he felt this very, very disrespectful over Logan Paul, who's not a wrestler. And Gunther's character plays as a wrestler. Okay? Right? Gunther basically said he's going to smack the crap out, teach some manners. Right? He saw, if you disrespect me, how I take you criticize me, right? In a bad way, I take it very badly. You'll see what happens. Go ask Pat McAfee. At least Pat McAfee's earned my respect by doing this. He shout out to Pat McAfee on it. He was really big on it, right? And told Logan Paul if he does face him and he happens to beat Jey Uso, he's going to make his life a living hell and beat the living crap out of him. Yeah, that was said. But I said that to say this. Now, I said Seth Rollins, the starting build of Seth Rollins. Now, if Jey Uso happens to beat Logan Paul, which I'm pretty sure is probably going to happen, right? Logan Paul wasn't at the end of the match tonight, where he laid out Jey Uso after Jey was standing in the ring by himself, and Logan Paul laid him out. Earlier in the night, Jey Uso laid him out with a super kick. After that segment with Gunther. Gunther will face Jey Uso after. On June 7th, I believe it is. I don't know what the pay-per-view is, though. I'll look that one up. Anyway, Jey Uso, if he loses to Gunther, it looks like Seth has next go. So we might be seeing Seth versus Gunther. And to be honest with you, when he was talking to Logan Paul, now granted, anybody against Logan Paul is probably going to be more of a face over a heel, because people seem to generally just hate Logan Paul and the Paul brothers in general. Can't imagine why. I have no hate for those guys at all. I barely know who the hell they are. I just think one should just shut his mouth half the time. Anyway. Looks like we might be getting Gunther maybe versus Seth. Maybe Gunther does regain that title over Jey. Right? And goes against Seth. Or maybe it is going to be Seth versus Jey Uso. After that. Right? Maybe Seth will face Jey. Right? And be the one that takes him. I mean, they are putting a lot of story into it. He did attack Jey Uso after the match. Right? So during, in the middle of the match, right, to get a DQ. So maybe Seth is going to be the one that takes the title off of Jey. But they're leaving that little dangling there with Gunther. Maybe he will. Like a little puppet master going, we're going to see which one you're going to do first. But hey, we'll have to see how this progresses. See how it goes. Because right now, it could be anything. But it's probably going to be Jey Uso versus Seth. Or maybe they turn the Seth and Gunther match. Maybe they turn Jey Uso versus Seth versus Gunther. I don't always out for a triple threat. Seems to be a theme at times on this show. Anyway, now we got those two checked off the list. We had the women's money qualifier of the bank tonight. We had two matches for the women. None for the men yet, but two for the women. In the first match, we saw the newest acquisition of Raw, Roxanne Perez. Hallelujah. I talked last week about this whole thing, how they're ruining the whole thing, and they finally did something with Roxanne Perez. They finally put her officially on the main roster. So once again, they pulled the wool over Dave Meltzer's head. Dave Meltzer's head again. And she ended up facing, oh, geez, who was it again? I have it down here somewhere. She ended up facing, who was? Oh, Natalya, as well as Becky Lynch. Now, Roxanne Perez won. In my opinion, that's the right decision. Right? One, Natalya's just Natalya. To me, I understand she's Canadian. I should probably support more, Canadian talent there, but she's been in the WB for a very long time at this point, too. It does nothing for me. She's a very good wrestler, very good worker. Unfortunately, I think a lot of it comes down to charisma with her, and a lot of it comes down to mic skills, I think. Or she just try to be too one side, almost like try to be like her uncle too much. I mean, maybe that's what it is, right? And Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch doesn't need to be in the Money in the Bank con. She does. She does not need to be in it. And they made the right decision not to put her in it. Right? In fact, I like the direction Valkyria is coming down because she came down and attacked Becky Lynch. Now, since it was a triple threat, they couldn't kick her out or stuff or disqualify her. So Lara kept on beating up Becky Lynch, right, towards the end of the match, to where Roxanne Perez ended up hitting pop rocks on Natalya in order to win. Right? Good for Lara Valkyria. I'm glad it's going with Lara Valkyria. I like where they're going with her. I like the different emotions you're seeing out of her now. Right? Before I even said before the show a long time ago, she had that look of I'm just happy to be here kind of crap going on. Whereas now you're getting more and more emotional where they're starting to push more of the IC title. Good. That's why you have it on that show for the women. That's why you did these things. It's important that you do this crap. So, Roxanne Perez ended up winning. She qualifies for the way back. She joined Becky Lynch. Now, second qualifying match tonight was Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, and returning KAIRI SANE. Now, this is where I get a little irritated. And not for the reasons why you think. First off, though, early going in the match, it looks like something happened to Zoe Stark's knee, like it popped or something like that. She does have a history of knee problems. It was apparently the same knee. She ended up having to get carried out of the match. They had to stop the match for about 5 minutes or so. Doctors took a look at her. They threw the X up. Yeah, it wasn't good. Hopefully she's fine. She's had a lot of setbacks. Zoe Stark. She's a very good talent. She doesn't really register a lot with a lot of people, but she seems to be the last remaining person of PFC or PCFs or pacifier, whatever the hell she was called, with Shayna Baszler and the hell's her name? Deville. So they ended up turning the match to a singles match between KAIRI SANE and Rhea Ripley. Now, this is where I got annoyed. Rhea Ripley ended up winning the match. Now, normally I would be okay with Rhea Ripley winning the match. I love Rhea Ripley. It's been well documented on here. I like Rhea Ripley. I'm a fan of her for a lot of reasons. She's a very good wrestler, very talented. She's gorgeous for the other hands, too. And the fact that she basically wears a bikini out of the ring is hilarious. Nobody seems to say a word. Anyway, she ended up being the returning KAIRI SANE. And to me, it's her return match. Rhea doesn't need to. You can always put Rhea Ripley, insert Rhea Ripley into the title picture at any point in time. She's overly popular, or she's more over than anybody else in that company, female wise, maybe even male wise. In fact, you might even say it's Rhea Ripley 1A and Cody Rhodes 1B. If you want to get real technical. Like, it's hard to sell which one's which. Okay? But KAIRI saying like, it was a very good match. Right? But KAIRI, in my opinion, should have won. Rhea doesn't need to be in there. You could put KAIRI Sane into that match, the money qualifier match. It would be really good for her to be in it. Right? I feel they're just wasting her talent a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's an injury thing. Maybe it's just they want to go in a different direction. That's fine, I guess. But at the same time, too, you could easily put Rhea Ripley somewhere else. She doesn't need to be in that Money in the Bank match. She really doesn't. Comment down below if you think she has to be somewhere. Comment down below. Comments in this comment section, folks. If you guys think that Rhea Ripley should be in that Money in the Bank contest and not over KAIRI Sane, who just returned on her first day back and got dummied out. I know she got dummied out. She had a really good match, but I'm just saying, though. Right? Let me know. Maybe I'm the idiot here and the asshole. Maybe I'm the one who thinks it's wrong. But, like, right? KAIRI Sane probably should have been in that match, not Rhea Ripley. As much as I'm a Ripley fan, I think they're the wrong call here. Sorry, folks. Yeah, it just makes no sense to me. Our first real match of the show, though, was Penta and AJ Styles versus JD McDonough and Finn Balor Judgment Day. Both AJ Styles and Penta were both wearing very, very obvious raw red colors. And Judgment Day was very, very, very obviously black colors. Yeah. See how they went there? Anyway, I kind of like this tag team of Rey Mysterio, of AJ Styles and Penta. Was kind of cool, right? Penta's really over. He's really pretty popular as well in the company there too. He's doing a hell of a good job. A lot better than his brother Ray Phoenix. It might be a look problem, maybe a look thing. But Penta's music is way more extraordinary compared to his brothers. But anyway, very good match, very long match. A lot of people are chanting, "This is awesome." Right? In fact, most of the matches tonight got "This is awesome" chants, to be honest with you. They really did. Right? But what bothers me though too is how it's like they're I hope they have a long-term plan for Penta versus Grande El Americano and Ray Phoenix. Like they're gonna do the Lucha Brothers tag team or something like that. Because the way the Judgment Day won was that El Grande came in, right? He hit Penta in the back of the head with his own head, which had the steel plate in it, as they always have, as he has it, right? Laid him out, and then Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on him for the 1-2-3. If you're gonna go this way, start moving towards it. Like, this is like the past almost 1 month now. This crap's been going on since Mania. With Grande using the head thing on Phoenix, and then Penta again, then Phoenix. Like, do something, man. Seriously. Do it. Right? And I don't know what to do with AJ Styles at this point in time, too. I feel AJ should be in the title picture. That's my personal opinion on it. AJ Styles should be in the main title picture or for the IC title, something like that. He's doing something. He's just laying the guy here. Like, if his contract's running out soon, he's going to retire, then great. Then put him on a tour and let him do, but still. Now, Sheamus had a match tonight. And Sheamus is known nowadays just for putting on banger after banger after banger, like really good physical matches. More and more so now as he's gotten older and he's more sparse, sparing. He probably, in my opinion, got the best match out of Grayson Waller I've seen. Because Grayson Waller to me is just a waste of time. I'm not a fan of him. He just does nothing for me. Just I don't get excited to see Jason Waller. I don't even get annoyed. I just kind of just turn my head and go, that whatever. He's boring to me. Doesn't resonate with me. And for some people, he does. Right? The only fun part about it is when Austin Theory kind of goaded him into everything, right? To the point where he goaded him into getting the 10 pounds of the 10 bats of the Bowery. And they showed Austin Theory just laughing like on TV, just laughing at it. Absolutely hysterical. Right? Sheamus ended up winning with a nice bro kick, hit the pin. Austin didn't even try to help. Doesn't even care. Like, whenever they're gonna pull this trigger, just do it. Get over it now. It's going on for a year. Even the New Day mentioned it in a pre-match main event interview or promo. So like, let's get it over with, folks. Get done. End it. But it was a good match, all in all, back and forth. All in all, right? Grayson Waller had a good amount of offense there. He did that whole thing where he runs in the ring, jumps in through, and tries to do a finisher, or whatever it is, like a flatliner. Didn't really work out very well, right? Sheamus at one point had him over his head in the back, right? It looks like he was going to go do that Irish curse. He does on ringside, decided not to do it, and just decided to drop and just basically shocked the shit out of him and dropped him on the outside. It's kind of weird. I was like, but confident enough he could get it done properly, so he decided to go a different way, which is good. And on its all fairness, it's good safety wise. So, but Sheamus ends up winning. He gets the 1-2-3 with the bro kick. It was a really good match, right? Next week on Raw, they announced you're getting Tozawa, who's been medically cleared, against Rusev. So Rusev's going to kill him, eat him for lunch. Right? I don't know how I feel about really right now doing the Rusev character in like the Redeemer thing in WWE, but it's kind of going right now. You know? Also next week they mentioned too we have the triple threat tag team title match going on. Right? New Day versus the Royal War Raiders versus the Creed brothers. There's no way the New Day is losing that match. I don't see it. Right? So, and we'll be coming off Saturday's main event, so we'll have the fallout from that stuff. Right? So, other than that, guys, that was pretty much Raw in a nutshell. Right? All in all, it was a good show. It was a lot of fun. Right? A couple of things, like I said, not a big fan of the whole KAIRI SANE not winning thing. I'm happy about Roxanne Perez winning. Right? Looking forward to see what else goes on here with some of the other stuff that goes on in Raw. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today for the show here. That's Raw. That's Raw after DA Wrestling. Right? Make sure you follow our socials here. DA Wrestling on X. Right? DA Sports on TikTok. Right? Make sure you like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Podbean. That's where you can find us. Comment down below and all the stuff, guys, there. Follow, subscribe. Small click for you, big click for us. We thank you very much. Have yourself a good, everybody. Be safe. Happy Victoria Day here in Canada. Have a good one. It's going on Tuesday, folks. Jays are back. Leafs are out. Oh well. Crap happens. Have a good one, everybody. See you later.